Welcome back to Gunner's Firearms.
Yeah, welcome back, Maggie. It's always good to be here.
It's a delight to see you. I'm going to reiterate myself and beat dead horses with all this
data.
Yes, all this information.
Okay, so you went to the NSSF conference that had a lot to do with the ATF and the FBI, and we've been talking about some of that. But really, it's the information that the ATF is giving you at this point that we're going to talk about, and we'll put the links for that stuff below. But this is interesting. I'm just going to let you talk about it, but it sounds like this is the ATF in an effort to collaborate with gun stores because, like we talked about in another video, there was a upper management directive to kind of tighten the noose a little bit on gun stores.
Very much
and
so.
Now it's more collaborative. So how are they? What is it they're focusing on with gun stores specifically?
We're not the majority of the FFLs that are being closed down. The majority of us, we're not the problem. The ones of us that are doing our paperwork correctly and everything, we're not the problem. They are after the licensed dealers, the people that have paid to actively engage in the business of selling firearms and making a profit off of that. And they are engaged in trying to stop those thefts from being trafficked elsewhere. And in cases large numbers of firearms go missing and turn up in very bad places that they should not be. So their focus is just gathering intel and data-driven inspections. They're not there to control our sales to you. Can't control the customers buying guns. What they can do is teach us how to look for suspicious activity and what actually counts as very suspicious activity. So it's it's a very high volume of sales to certain individuals, and then those serial numbers in that individual's possession go missing and turn up someplace that they are not supposed to be. And if your name comes up multiple times on my side of the counter, on any FFL side of the counter, and then those guns are found in a shipping container across a country border, they're going to have some questions.
What's their advice? Like, what is it that they're trying to help you do?
They want us to ask more questions to your side of the counter. What's the purpose of this? And there's some people out there that are kind of sus on that.
Do you mind if that question is interesting because
you don't like this, do you?
I don't. No. So is that really what they're saying is normal practice? What they're saying to gun dealers is ask people what are you going to do with this?
Get to know your customers.
I get that.
Get to know your
business anyway.
How do you get to know somebody?
Ask them questions about them, but I wouldn't. There's certain questions you just don't. I don't know. I put in the comments below. Do you guys like this question? I don't like this question.
There are
I
very,
do not. I feel like none of your business.
Very valid questions, and I have asked some people some questions before, and the answers that come back are, "My neighbor's dog is really pissing me off, and I'm gonna go kill that thing."
So my wife's a communication person, and there's definitely ways to say things where you can say a thing and offend many people, and you can say the exact same thing but change a few words,
and they're suddenly
not
offended.
I'm not offended at all by this question. So I think I would recommend, I don't know, I guess it's a tough one, man.
It's all in the phrasing of the question. Some people, there are some gun counters that will stand there and they will grill you, and people don't want to be grilled. They're like, I'm just here to buy
I'm one of those
gun.
People. Yeah, I'm definitely. I could see if you were getting to know somebody, which you do. I know you do, and there's ways to ask it to where, like, maybe this rifle would be better than that one because it's better for that thing that you're trying to do. And so you can kind of try to look at that way versus, well, what are you going to do with it?
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
My job
on
my side of the counter is to match you with the baby that you will absolutely love. Or I don't want you to send a first-time shooter out there like, I'm buying this for my wife. She's never gone shooting before, and she needs the lightest weight .357 Magnum revolver because... Don't do it. Don't do it. There's whole cans of worms there. You have to match the person to something that matches their skill level.
So what else they got? What else did they have that you found helpful?
So, man.
Where you're like, oh, that's good advice. I think I'll follow that.
So, yeah. So looking for the suspicious out of character purchases. Certain.
Now, did they give a presentation on what that might look like?
This was all just a PowerPoint presentation.
Do you mind, okay, instead of just saying, well, here's the nitty gritty, do you mind if I ask this to you after doing this so many years? Does it go, well, duh? Like, did it feel like pretty obvious information, or was there good stuff in there as well that you thought, I never thought of that?
It does seem like very information on my side of the counter, but it's nice that they reiterate it, and it's nice to be able to go back and say, yeah, that was super sus. Like the guy that walks in is like, thanks for selling me that gun, and I look at him and I'm like, I do not remember selling you that gun. I remember selling somebody else that gun. How in the name of names did you wind up with that? That makes me ask some really, that raises some questions. That makes the other person look pretty sus on the side of the counter, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And then, like, keeping track of firearms that are denied. Somebody that comes in and can't pass a background check, and then how quickly somebody comes back
Somebody else comes in
going,
for the same one.
I want this exact gun. My buddy told me you had one on your shelf and it's for sale today. And it's like, that's pretty sus. Somebody came in and was just looking for that, and they did not pass a background check for that. I don't think I'm going to let somebody that knows them willingly acquire something that might end up in the hands of someone who was denied a background check. That I don't want to happen. You guys don't want it to happen, because what if that person comes after you? I like you. I don't want you to be in harm's way, sincerely. And neither does the ATF, and neither does the FBI. Nobody wants that. It makes honest firearm owners look bad. And there's also stuff that they brought up about licensed dealers who abuse the system, abuse that NICS system. There is a reason that we are allowed to use the criminal background check system, those 4 databases, when we run your background check through that name-based system. There is a reason we are allowed to do it. It is for the purchase or the sale of a firearm of sorts, a handgun, a long gun, a frame, a receiver, a silencer, a full auto machine gun. We can totally adopt those to you, provided you're willing to do the paperwork and just wait patiently until you're approved for it. Not every single background check is going to be approved on the exact same day it is submitted. It's how it is.
Yeah.
You have to have patience for this process. And it's a lot of the times, you're not the one that's bad. There's somebody else out there with your exact same name. Somebody that you are not even related to. They reside someplace else, far, far, far away from you. And they're on that no-no list, and that check is just making sure that you are not the person in that state, in that local area, that has been running around known to be doing no-no stuff.
Well, and just kind of looking at your notes, I apologize, because it's just fascinating stuff. It seems like, because the next thing here is the written policy for the straw purchase. It seems like this is really kind of an effort to help gun stores not be part of the guilty parties when these things take place. So
Yes.
yeah, because I notice here it says, 15 years in jail or $250,000 fine for all parties involved. So that would be you.
I don't want.
That would be the person buying the gun, and that would be the person they're buying it for. All those and that's really what they're trying to save you from, I guess.
They're trying to save our skins, and they're trying to educate us on how you can save your skin.
Yeah.
You don't want to be involved in this stuff at all. So they're really doing their very utmost best, going above and beyond, as to the best of their abilities, under whatever current administration, to make sure that we're doing our best to uphold the law, to do our jobs as best we can, and to help us do our job, to put into place better practices, to get to know them a little bit better, and to get to know our customers a little bit better. I love it.
Let me ask you this. It's just more of a personal question. Because you've communicated to me in the past, many years ago, that you've always felt like, or often felt like, when the ATF come in, it's a very collaborative thing. It's they're working with you to help you be more successful.
It really is.
And then we're in this moment of time where it tightens up on FFLs quite a bit, and my guess is you felt less of that. I guess my question is, and this is why it's a personal question, is do you feel safe? I don't want to use the word safe, just more confident in getting help from the ATF now than you did a few months ago?
I've never not felt safe asking for help.
Okay. Because I would think you're like, I want to get attention on me.
Nobody wants bad attention, but that attention, and like when something sparks in your brain and you're like, that was not right, and you call and you ask for help or you ask for assistance, you can do some pretty amazing things. You can partner with them. You can partner. They'll help you. They'll send local agents out, and they'll be like, all right, this is gonna be kind of annoying because we're gonna be here for a while. We're gonna go through all these records, but now we have names to put with that shipping container that we found somewhere it shouldn't have been, or all those firearms that shouldn't have been there, and I get to help and make sure that the people who have stolen those are those rotten apples. I get to help, like, make sure those rotten apples aren't out there ruining it for the rest of us. I've never not been in a position where I haven't felt safe to ask for help, or I haven't felt confident to ask for help. I know that I'm trying my best not to do anything wrong. I know that not everybody can say the same things.
I know a few people that can't say the same thing. Yeah.
Everybody's experience may vary. Some of you have had really terrible experiences out there, and I can't help that. I would like to be able to help whom I can. I would like people who come in with the sad stories about stolen guns and things like that. I would like to help them.
So the general message from the ATF is that
we are responsible as human beings for protecting ourselves and our inventory of firearms. I am responsible for protecting the inventory of babies on my shelves that are getting adopted to their forever homes. You are responsible for your inventory of babies and making sure that if you do sell or transfer ownership of that baby, you have some sort of record of who you gave it to and on what day that serial number left your possession. You are responsible for your inventory and the protection of your own inventory of firearms. Nobody else is there to do it for you. We're not here to babysit you. I'm not keeping records of this. The only time I'm gonna ever turn over a serial number whatsoever is in case it is lost or stolen. In case you show up with an ID that says, hey, last week I bought that shotgun. It got stolen. I need a reprint of that receipt. Or, and then you need to hang on to all of that.
But as far as the gun store goes, or FFLs in general, was that helpful? As far as securing your firearm, like, do you feel like, oh, now I have information that allows me to secure my firearms better than I did before? I guess the question. Or was it still kind of like, well, yeah, of course you do that.
This was all duh stuff to me, because I've been doing this for a while.
That's what we led with.
It really is. But for a lot of the FFLs that were there was a guy that was applying for his federal firearms license that day.
Mm-hmm.
And
you got to start somewhere.
Yes. And so he went to this class, he was taking notes, and these guys from the ATF were like, we are so happy you guys are here. We can't tell you how freaking pleased we are that you guys are out here listening to this information and to what we're telling you, because this is going to make you better. This is going to keep you out of the line of fire, and it's going to make our jobs easier too. If we know that you've been educated on this, and we know you're not going to be the ones breaking or bending these rules or laws. So I'm
you know, it is great to hear, because that was the thing that I think bothered me the most about the new, or the past White House policy on FFL, the zero tolerance on FFLs, because it felt like it takes away the collaboration piece, you know, because here you got this guy who's getting ready to open a gun store somewhere. He doesn't know this stuff, you know, and where else are you going to get the information? Like, how else are you going to find out what it is the ATF is really looking for in your success if you don't listen to the ATF, or if you're not working with the ATF in a collaborative way?
That's very true. So, I mean, so
I'm glad I think this is great news, because that was really the thing that bothered me the most about that White House policy. Because it's almost like if you work for a boss who yells at you every time you come up with an idea, what do? You quit sharing your ideas.
Yeah.
You know, you're not collaborating anymore. You're giving your minimum. You're like, fine, I'll do my job and then I'll leave.
This was really awesome. It's open collaboration. It was the freedom to ask questions and not feel like they're dumb questions, to have those questions answered in an honest and truthful way. It's amazing. So huge shout out and amazing thanks to the presenters of the conference, to the presenter for the National Shooting Sports Foundation. Major shout out to the fellas that arrived from the ATF that were busy doing 26 other things. I know how busy you guys are, and thank you for taking the time to educate us further and to help us better ourselves and our stores and our business.
As many of you may or may not know, about a year ago I was dealing with a very serious heart condition. And through some procedures and a dramatic change in my lifestyle, I've found my way to a whole different level of health. And one aspect of that, and it's something that I believe is extremely important to talk about because Americans are not talking about it. I've really never heard anybody talk about it, to be quite honest, is the health benefits from the super hot peppers like a Trinidad scorpion pepper, because that has been one aspect of what I have done over the last year. Is a friend of mine who lost 110 pounds in 7 months just drinking a drink that he made with Trinidad scorpion peppers. I've been doing that as well. I saw how it changed him. I wanted in on that. And what it has done is, it's been one aspect of it. Of course, diet, exercise, that sort of thing is very important as well. But what this has done is not just allow me to lose weight, but I sleep better. I have a better outlook on life. I was actually having lunch with the guy that makes this the other day, and his brother committed suicide. He was dealing with addiction, he was dealing with depression, and he committed suicide. And my friend believes wholeheartedly, had he invented this drink before that, he would be alive today. And I kind of question that, like, well, that's a big statement to make. But ultimately what he's claiming is the capsaicins in those super hot peppers really satisfy your pituitary gland, which is the basis of addiction. And if you watch Johnny Schofield on YouTube, check him out. But he's fought addiction, and now he's addicted to hot peppers instead because it satisfies that same desire. So I think it's important to talk about better outlook in life, sleep better, lose weight, fight addiction. The link's below. Check it out. Just drinking Trinidad scorpion peppers, and it is hot. I'll give you a little warning, but he's taken out the binding agents that, so when it's hot, it's only hot for like a minute or two. It doesn't burn for hours. So there you go, man. I couldn't put down Trinidad scorpion peppers. This is how I do it. That link is below.